Hey, welcome to another episode of the High Performance CEO Show. Today I have a very special guest from the world of AI. It's Manuj Aggarwal, and he's an amazing personality. He started with a very low-paid job, made it to someone consulting Fortune 500 companies. His technology, which he developed, was mentioned by President Obama and Bill Gates. Manuj is listed as one of the leading experts in AI by Miami-Dade, the second largest college in the USA. He is recognized as one of the top 500 global thought leaders in AI and startups, and his technology projects have impacted the lives of 10 million people. And not about his development made such a difference. His story is so amazing. His story I hand over to you, Manuj, before I tell your story. It's an amazing transition. It's an amazing journey. And in this episode, I really would like to focus on what helped you to make this big transition, and how can AI used by corporates and business owners to grow their businesses. Manuj, welcome to the show.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's really a pleasure to have you here. And before we dive into this world of AI and all the possibilities and this amazing development which is happening, please share your story with the listeners, because this is what actually caught my eye when I saw you first on a podcasting platform.
Yeah, sure. Of course. Well, my story started in India. I grew up in India in a small town. This was the 1990s, and my career started in a factory. I used to work in a factory at 15 for $2 a day. And that was a difficult life. It was a lot of hard work, 12 hours days, 6 days a week. And during that hard work, I learned a lot as well about business, about scaling, about manufacturing. But I knew that I wanted to do something better with my life. So I didn't know at that time what I was going to do. But I got some inspiration from reading these stories of business tycoons in a business magazine. And I thought to myself, if these people can change their life, then I should be able to do it as well. But at that time, I was then tried to look for, what could be my superpower? What could be my thing that I can use to create that value? And I found my passion for technology and computers and programming. And I knew that was my vehicle, or that was my destiny to just embrace computers and technology and create value using that. So those were the first few steps that I took in India. And then I came over to Canada, started working with many startups. Then I got an opportunity to consult with Microsoft, built their entire global ERP and CRM system for their enterprise customers. Then consulted with a company called Pearson Education, which is one of the largest publishing companies in the world. And then various other companies, IBM, government organizations, and a lot of startups as well. So that's how sort of journey progressed from where I used to be in.
I love his story because I can relate to it. I mean, I didn't work for $2 a day, but I grew up in East Germany, in the communist part of Germany, and I know how it feels to basically have nothing. I mean, this was a very poor country. We were very restricted. We couldn't travel. We couldn't really speak up our minds, and this. The same for you, gave me the drive to do more, to change my life and then put it in my hands. And I think this is a very important skill entrepreneurs need. Yeah, they need this drive. They need really the wish to change something, to make a difference in the world. And for me also it was the stepping stone to become an entrepreneur. Yeah, because I said, okay, I mean, where can I do things in my control? Yeah, by being an entrepreneur, being my own boss. So completely relate to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Great upbringing. How did you transition to AI? So what gave you this inspiration to start digging deep in this technology, and
yeah, great question. So I'll give you answers in two or three different parts. One is that once you find your passion for something, like you like doing something, then you always want to improve yourself. That is the definition of passion, because it's a never-ending journey.
Exactly.
So with me and my company, my consulting company, so I run a technology consulting company where we help other companies build their technology. So whenever we work with a client, we're always looking for, okay, what is the new technology or advancement we can use to solve this
Mm-hmm.
problem? Because A, it will help us build a better solution for the client. B, it will force us to learn the new technology. And C, it will actually help us incorporate these new technologies in future solutions that we create. So we always are learning, we are always improving and trying new things. That's one thing, right? So that's how we got into artificial intelligence around 2006. That was the time when we started our first AI related project. The second thing that happened was around 2010, 2011, I had some personal challenges I was dealing with in my personal life, which led me to depression and suicidal thoughts. So it was basically revolving around my relationship with my parents, with my kids, with my spouse. And so I needed to figure out a solution for that. So I went to therapy, I went to different people to get some solution, but I could not find a solution. So what I did find a solution was in meditation. So when I started meditating and learning about neuroscience, learning about psychology, I understood how we create our own reality, how we take actions to, invite these things into
Yeah.
our life, both positive and negative. And so that really helped me get out of the depression. Then I obviously wanted to share that with other people who are going through, challenges in their life. And most people don't want to hear the word meditation. They say, I don't have time or whatever. And then as I was learning more and more about artificial intelligence, I realized the power of AI. It's basically an extension of our mind. It's
Yes.
a continuum of our
Mm-hmm.
mind. And AI and our mind, they interact with each other in various mysterious ways, to the effect that now our world view is formed by AI algorithms. Like whatever we read, whatever information we consume is formed by AI. So once I had that realization, I said, okay, maybe people don't want to meditate, maybe they don't want to do all these things, but I can use AI to help them achieve the same state of mind, like mindfulness
Mm-hmm.
and meditation. And as I was working on it, I obviously figured out the way, and the technology works and everything. But again, for any technology to be viable, you need to have a business case for it, and people, want to feel mindful or more meditative is not a business case,
No.
unfortunately, yet. So we converted the same technology to say, okay, same technology can be used to build company culture within your company. It can be used to attract new clients. It can be used to, get your existing client to be more loyal, send more referrals. So it's all about human connection. It's all about human psychology. And when you can combine the power of
Mm-hmm.
AI with this knowledge of neuroscience and psychology, that's a very, very powerful combination.
That's a very interesting connection. Never thought about putting meditation in conjunction with AI. I mean, I also meditate. I also went through a challenge in my life 10, 15 years ago now, when my business was sort of in a difficult situation, and I started, okay, what can I change? Back then, I was not the entrepreneur I am now. Yeah, I was more like the manager and of this company. Yeah, and then you don't have the skills you need to really turn around different situation. I mean, you manage an organization, but it's not an entrepreneur. Yeah, you need a different view. And this started to start this journey of personal self-development, of reading, of going to seminars, of starting to meditate. Yeah, I did a course on transcendental meditation back then, and then I practice it to today. At the moment, I'm doing a breathing course, for 8 weeks, where we learn different breathing technologies. It's so fascinating how the breath is impacting your everything, your biochemistry, and putting this together with AI. It's very clever. I mean, you said it's not a business case. I would argue it should be a business case, yeah, because we should.
Yeah. I mean, of course,
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't mean it is a business case, but as I said, in order to convince somebody, like you need to make it
Yes.
plausible as
Yeah.
well. So, but to go back to meditation, I share this exercise, small little exercise with people, If you want to experience it, and if you want to say, okay, how do you combine AI with meditation? Meditation basically is, at one level to help you see a brighter future for
Yes.
yourself, help you see manifest the things that you want. So in our normal day-to-day communication, we are not able to express in detail what we really want. If you ask most people what do you want, they'll say, oh, I want to make a lot of money. But then you say, okay, what are you going to do with
You
that
have the
money?
money.
They don't have an answer. Yeah. So the idea is that whatever you want, let's say you want to enjoy a vacation with your kids, go to AI, go to ChatGPT and write out a detailed story about going to vacation with your kids as if it is in the present or the past. And you start reading that story to
Yeah.
yourself and read it for 7 days, read it for 10 days. After the end of 10 days, what you experience in your mind is the meditation, is the meditative state of mind, because now you can see the future, you can describe it in detail, you can sort of experience it, and
It's
that's a very superficial basic level of meditation, but then you experience how you can go deeper and deeper into that.
Yeah, and it's so powerful because the mind, it doesn't know if it's wrong or right, I mean, you can trick your mind, and this is the power. You can tell your mind something, to imagine something, to visualize something, and the mind will believe what your visualization is, and it will create the biochemistry effects on your body. It will make you feel happy, and it will change your state. And a lot of people, they don't see how powerful this little thing is we have in our head.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is amazing. I really love this. So you mentioned in your bio, and of course we need to talk about this because people would love to know, that President Obama and Bill Gates have made special mentions on an education technology you deliver. So what exactly did you do back then, and how did it change the life of people?
So in higher education institutions like universities and colleges, especially in US, there's a big problem where 30% of the students, they drop out of the program in the first 2 years of their degree program. So as the students enroll, they go to their classes, they find out, this topic is not interesting to me, or it is too difficult for me. So what we did was, to avoid that, we created AI platform which matches the student with the right courses. So it's almost like when you want to watch a show on Netflix. Netflix knows what kind of shows you like, right? So based on the historical data, we can say, okay, you shouldn't take mathematics, you should take physics or something along those lines. Like, these are the recommended courses that you should take. And so the result was that, since this was based on historical data, human psychology, people who went through this platform, they actually took 20% more courses to finish their degree program, and the dropout rate declined. And so this program actually was so successful that President Obama mentioned it in his speech several times, and Bill Gates mentioned it in his speech, and also Bill Gates Foundation invested in the project. So the idea was to help students complete their degree programs, in an easier way.
Yeah, I mean, why only use this technology to present Netflix episodes, or use it for something which really creates an impact. Yeah, and I agree. I mean, I have 2 kids going to school, and I think the school system, they need a big upgrade, in leveraging these technologies to make sense of all the knowledge which is around in this world. I mean, kids until today, they still learn stuff which was created, the plan was created 30 years ago, they still learn,
not even 30, I think is like 100 years ago, almost.
even longer. Yes. And then I really asked myself, what can we do, to change this system, to give the schools some tools and the knowledge they need to change the way they teach. Yeah, because knowledge is available everywhere. You don't have to learn it, but you need to learn how to leverage AI, how to get around in the world, which is changing on a daily basis.
Exactly.
Very interesting. Yeah. So talking about AI, how do you see? I mean, there's so much happened in the last half year, at least for people who are outside of the industry. Until I mean, for most of us, until November last year. I mean, we knew there's AI. AI is helping, for example, working in supporting people changing the way social media works and so on. But the real impact is seen now by release of ChatGPT, of course. Yeah? And the last half year, there's been a tremendous development. Breathtaking. It's hard to keep up. It's new stuff every day. How do you see this industry developing, and what are the major trends you foresee, especially for business? Because our listeners are CEOs and executives of businesses.
So one thing I will start by saying is see, AI, as you said, AI has been around for a long time. So in fact, AI has been around since 70s, 80s. And it has been named, it has been referred to by different names: data analytics, data science, all these different terminologies have been associated with AI. And people who actually realize the power of AI, the value of AI, they are now the richest people in the world. So Jeff Bezos, Amazon is an AI company.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook is an AI company.
Yeah.
Elon Musk, Tesla is an actually AI company, not a car company. And SpaceX, AI is used heavily in all these large companies. And the reason is because AI can find the patterns that is not visible to us as a human mind. So in November, what happened was all these people were making a lot of money and became rich. But in November, OpenAI released AI to everyone. So now everyone can start using it, utilizing the power of AI in their business. And how can you use it in your business? So let's say you're running a small business, medium-sized business, large business, whatever it is. We all know that business is all about people, right? So let's say you are able to hire an employee tomorrow who has passed the legal bar exam, who has passed a medical exam, who has an MBA, who has a PhD in history, who has a PhD in politics, and on and on and on. He or she has all this knowledge, and he or she is available to answer any of your questions 24/7, never takes a break, never goes on sick leave. Imagine if you were able to hire that kind of employee, what will that do for your business, right? And now you can say, okay, I can get all the advice, all the strategies, all the execution tactics from this very knowledgeable person. But now let me ask you, let's say if you have 100 employees in your company, what if you can hire the same employee as an assistant to each of your 100 employees? How will that transform your business, right? So the idea is not, as a lot of people, business owners, and even people who are doing a job, they are scared, AI is going to take away my job. But in fact, what AI will do is help you become more productive and enjoy your job much more. Because with every job comes all this mundane administrative stuff that we don't like doing. That will be offloaded to AI, and you can focus on what is more important. And so I'll give you a few examples of how AI can be used. Let's take Amazon, for example. So Amazon is able to deliver the package of what you bought the same day or the next day, because they use AI even to optimize the route that the picker is going to take within their warehouse. So their warehouses are big warehouses. So when a person starts to pick items from the shelves, AI is telling them which route to take so that they can pick up the most amount of items in the least amount of effort, and that item can be shipped to you in the most efficient way. So this is just a small example, but any challenge a business owner is facing can now be solved with the help of AI. In fact, within 5 years, if you're not using AI, most likely you will be out of business.
I completely agree. I mean, I use now various tools and strategies to optimize and grow my business. Yeah, I mean, even maybe talking now, this show will be sent through an AI system, and I get amazing blog posts out of it, show descriptions, social media snippets, whatever. I mean, you will love it when you see it. This is the case, and I like this hiring an assistant. Yeah, so not replacing humans, because yes, I mean, there are many people out there at the moment. They say, hey, AI is taking over humanity, and we will lose all of our jobs. I don't believe that. Yeah, maybe you can also say a few words about that, because I think as you said, it's supporting, it's helping us, freeing us up from mundane activities, and using our creativity to do more valuable work, to provide more value to our customers, and to have a better life, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So to answer the question, here is the thing, right? We have gone through many technological revolutions before. So every time that happens, people get scared. Oh, what's going to happen? Is it going to take away my job? Is it going to destroy the world? So let's take when the automobile was invented. There was a huge horse cart industry before that. And a lot of people were worried, oh, what's going to happen to the horses? What's going to happen to people involved in the horse cart industry? But let me ask you, if you are given a choice to go in a car or ride a horse cart every day, which one will you pick? The car, unless you're nostalgic, you want to enjoy your time on a horse cart, but you're not going to be as efficient. So let's say if you insist on using a horse cart, how competitive you will be. And you will be taken over by a car the next day. So the same goes for any other technology. You want to use the crane, the steam engine, the internet, the mobile phone, everything that humans have created. It is to help us become better and faster and more productive, and create more value in the world. So the answer to that question is, as I just demonstrated, is not that AI is going to take away your job. Is a person who knows and uses AI will take away your job. So if you start using AI today, then you become more competitive than ever. This is a very small window of opportunity here for the next 6 months or to a year or so, where businesses, individuals, societies, communities, if they start using AI, they will be much further ahead. But if they miss that window of opportunity, others will get ahead, and now they will play catch up now.
Exactly. I completely agree. It's when you look at a business, I mean, there are so many areas where you can leverage AI, marketing, sales, whatever. Where do you see the most efficient way of leveraging AI in a business? Yeah, for example, I mean, you deal a lot with Fortune 500 companies. So where do they use AI to grow their business? What are the top 2 to 3 areas?
See, every business is different. I mean, in general, businesses have similar problems. You want to increase sales. You want to have happy employees. You want to have happy clients.
Exactly.
These kind of general problems. But every situation, every business is different. So when we work with the clients, we first ask them, okay, what is the biggest challenge for you to achieve your goal, whatever your goal is. If it's next quarter goal, if it's next year goal, what is the most challenging, and we start to list out those challenges. We don't have enough people, we don't have raw material, we don't have enough sales, whatever that is. And then we start to prioritize them in terms of how much can we do with automation, how much can we make a change through AI. So let's say there are 3 things. We don't have enough people, we don't have enough raw material, we don't have enough sales. So then we'll say, okay, the easiest problem to solve here could be first find the people. How do we find the people? How do we use AI? So we can start to use AI to collect data about your ideal team member, and then we can put together a plan on how to reach out to them, how to showcase your company profile, your employer profile, and showcase how them joining your company will benefit them in the long term and benefit you. This is all can be done with AI today, right? The next thing could be raw material. Okay, how do I source the right raw material? Where do I find the raw material suppliers? I can ask AI to figure all that out for me, and then start to take action steps to contacting them, right? And then sales, like how do I optimize my offers? How do I do more research? How do I figure out what the customers want? All of that stuff, you can really use AI for getting you all that information, right?
And every day the systems are getting better. No? I mean, now with BART, ChatGPT competitor, leveraging not data which is until, I don't know, 21, leveraging the internet as it is today. And Bing, of course, this is a game changer. If you learn how to talk to this system, how to create your prompts, how to get into a conversation, then this is awesome.
Yeah.
I did a little test with my son. He's into fishing, but he doesn't really like working on text, and answering questions or in school. And I said, okay, I talked to ChatGPT and said, hey, can you write a story about a little boy who's 11, my son is 11, who is fishing, and write a story, one pager, and then ask a few questions from this story, to my son. And then ideally, can you engage in a conversation? So can my son answer these questions? And then you answer him back if it's wrong or right, And my son loved it, He loved this experience. And he not only learned about fishing, or engaged in his topic, which he loved. No, he also learned how to analyze text and how to answer questions from this text. And this, I think this was a game changer. I love this.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, that's a lovely story. Thanks for sharing.
No, so and if we really open up ourselves and look at these opportunities and not only foresee challenges and doom and things taking over the world and we lose our job, this mindset shift, it's just a small shift, but this is really win or lose, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are your plans for the next, say 6 months, because this is changing so fast? How do you improve the industry? How do you contribute to the development of new technologies and the usage of AI?
The first thing is, again, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of confusion around AI. As we just discussed, a lot of people fearing, it's going to take away our jobs. And the surprising thing is, even at the highest level, like CEO level, people are scared that, it's going to replace my job, because there are news and there are news that some companies have even replaced their CEO with AI. So the first order of business for me and other experts is remove the fear. First of all, explain to people, hey, this is nothing to be afraid of. You need to take baby steps, as you said. Take a fun little exercise, do it with your kids, do it with your spouse, do it with your friends, and then you start to get used to it. You start to get it becomes accessible, and when you become more familiar with something, the fear subsides. Because if you have fear, you will not be able to think creatively. So once that fear is taken away, then you start to think creatively. So that's where the next step comes in for us, where we start to, again, as I described the process, look at the low-hanging fruit in your business. Look at what can be automated, where can AI be used, and then we help our clients implement it. Because again, taking that baby step, what that does is it's opening up your mind as a business owner, opening up your thinking and saying, okay, I can achieve this now. What else can I do, right? So it's almost like those of us who may be old enough to remember, as the internet was coming up, a lot of people said, oh, I don't need a website, I don't need an email address, right? But now you cannot do anything without the internet, right? You can buy and sell everything on the internet. So the idea is somebody thought of that because internet as a platform was available, and now people who can think of innovative solutions for their business, for new businesses, using AI, that will be the next wave of technology.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. And also improving health. I see that you're using an Aura ring, I also have one.
Yeah, exactly.
AI making sense of all this health data which is available in the world. When you go to a doctor, he can only do that much, but an AI can consume everything which is around and look for patterns, and in the end, as you said, it's just pattern recognition. Look for patterns what treatment helped most of the people, and then use this to cure patients. I mean, this is an endless topic. We could talk for hours about that, but I agree. I mean, for businesses, this is the biggest opportunity, biggest game changer for decades, probably.
Absolutely.
And this is amazing. Yeah. So, I mean, thank you so much for your time today. Is there anything,
Absolutely.
from your breadth of knowledge and from your story, is there anything you would like to add to this conversation? You would like to share with the audience? Something we haven't touched on.
Well, I will just. It's along the same path. First of all, if whatever I have achieved, anybody else can achieve. All it takes is, have a very clear goal in your mind and keep, never give up, just be consistent and follow it. And now the second part is AI. AI is one of the biggest opportunities in our generation. We are one of the lucky few, because this is a turning point in human history and we are living through it. And CEO of IBM has said that AI is going to add $10 trillion to the world economy in the next 7 years. Currently, the world economy is $80 trillion. So you can imagine how big that is, because 12% of world economy is just going to be added in the next 7 years just because of AI. And I think it's a lower number. I think it's much higher than that. I think it'll be more than 10 trillion. But that's how big the opportunity is. So please, everybody who's listening, do not take this lightly and embrace it.
I completely agree. And what is really very interesting for me that, we talk about this, but I think we are in a kind of a bubble, because majority of the people, they have no clue what's going on. They have no idea what is happening behind the scenes. And this will be a big awakening for many people. Yeah. So as more as we can do these podcasts and these conversations to spread this information, share this with everyone, and help educate our audience to leverage these opportunities. I think this is the biggest impact we all can do at the moment.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Manuj, thank you so much for spending this time with me here. And we will put your details in the show notes where people can reach out. I guess, where are you most active? Which social media platform are you most hanging around?
You can send them to LinkedIn or my website, Manuj Aggarwal, or my LinkedIn profile. And I also have a social media sort of a link tree kind of thing, which is manuj.ca. So my first name.ca. Either one of those are okay.
Thank you so much. Amazing conversation. I took a lot out of it, and so will be our listeners. Thank for your work you do in this field of AI and developing it further, and also helping the education system to change and leverage this new way of working. Thanks, Manu.